Welcome everybody to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel. Yes, I did a rant this morning, sorry about that. Yeah, you know how it is, sometimes you just gotta let it out or else I'll burst. Did I ever tell you the time? Oh, do I want to say that, like, I split up from my wife, I was devastated, my first wife. How many wives have I had? 2. I was devastated, right? So I became kind of like a bachelor, right? So I got a bachelor pad, painted it black and white inside, that typical bachelor thing, and started to go out and start to drown my sorrows. And I was a Barini boy, right? I know you're going to think that's crazy, but I like fizzy drinks and sweet drinks before I realised they were all poisonous. And I wasn't going to talk about this, but anyway, I nearly died, right? So underneath my cupboard, right, I put Barini and I left it there for too long. And I have this horrible habit, don't do it, don't ever do it, and this is why you should never do it, right? You know when you can't unscrew something? A lot of us, when we were younger, as kids, went to our teeth, especially like, pop bottles, and we'd turn them like that. So I've never got that out of my system. So I remember going in for this Barini, and what was Barini? It was like a fizzy, was it Barini? Could have been Barini. I can't remember. It was a fizzy wine, but it was a sweet wine. Astis Pamante. I can't remember. Anyway, it was one of them cheap, shitty bottles of wine, but it was fizzy and tasted kind of sweet. So I must have left it there for weeks, and it was really hot. And I was going out that night, and I thought, oh, there's some Barini left in there. So I went. I couldn't open it, so I went like that. I went like that, and because of the fermentation, there was so much build-up of pressure that the metal cap shot into my mouth and lodged inside the back, and I'm like, and the more I was trying to retract, the more it was cutting my throat. And to this day, I don't know how it came out. I've no idea. I was dying. Basically, I was on my own dying, and I couldn't get it out because it was trapped, and somehow it came out. It was just I realized then I could have died that day. I got loads of stories where I could have died, but that just sprung to mind. Why did I even talk about that? What were we even talking about? I ain't got a bloody clue. Maybe I am getting dementia. Maybe that spraying is working on all of us. Freaking hell. Alright, so what did I make this video for? Come on, Mark. I made it because I just read a comment about hex. And what if somebody hexed me? So, hex. Interesting. It's all about voodoo, witchcraft and spells, blah, 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 blah. And I've been fascinated with that subject. As a kid, you watched, all voodoo stuff like James Bond, Names of the Tombstones, baby. And all of that stuff, with the shaking, booyaka, booyaka, shak. And it's real, everybody's screaming and it's all real, and what you can do with people and how you can, put spells and cast. But, you look at life in general and look at everyday life. Everybody's trying to put a spell on somebody these days. And it is very satanic. The world is very, very dark and satanic now. Everybody hates somebody. Everybody wishes the worst of somebody. So many, not you, I'm talking about the world that in general. I don't know who they are, where they come from, but they're not like you and I. But there is more and more. You can feel it. It's brewing. It's like Labyrinth, the pit of eternal stench. It's getting like that every day now, more and more. And I've mentioned it a few times. Get ready for what's coming. Get ready for these monsters to come out and become stronger in nature, in their nature. Their nature is evil, anger, and you're seeing it more in people. You can use the analogy, it's the jabs or it's the spraying, but deep down the consciousness, that there is something that is thriving in these different beings than us. They're thriving in fighting, arguing, screaming, shouting, and wanting to hurt people and saying nasty things all the time. And you know, you could argue the fact, and it's really easy to argue the fact. I did a rant this morning. I could be one of those people, but there is a difference. There's a difference. You're a manipulator. You are doing it because you are enjoying it. You're doing it because you're loving it. You want everybody to be angry, and you want to be nasty, and you want people to feel it. My point being, I didn't feel good after making it. I felt bad. I felt awful. Why do I do it? But something inside my consciousness says, speak the truth, Mark. It might help one person today. And like, I'm thinking about this and thinking about like the reaction that not just me, so many of my friends are getting day to day. Attacks by government, attacks by people in general saying we're going to sue you, we're going to do this to you, we're going to do that. Like, I'm hearing it every day now. It's more and more and more. More people speaking the truth or sharing the truth are getting attacked by these either weak subhuman beings or the actual beings inside are getting together to create this energy. So whatever it may be, we look at the understanding of hex or whatever it may be, the curses, witches, voodoo, whatever, because so many people say, I'm a witch, don't put me in that category. I do voodoo, it's nothing like that. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about analogies, I'm talking about labels, and I'm trying to dispel those labels. Dispel the label. So, take for instance, like somebody said, you know, what about if somebody's hexed me? What about if, basically saying, what about if somebody's put a spell on me? And it's like, that's interesting, because even as a low topic of conversation, right at the very, very ground level of this conversation is fascinating. Because if I say something nasty to somebody, it's up to them whether they're going to embrace that or not. So it's the same thing as a curse. So like, I'm going to come up to your face if I hate you and I want you to feel bad and I want to punish you, and I'll say to you something really nasty, right? I'll say it to your face, and I can say blah 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 and blah 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 blah, and you can go oh, and you see, you're embracing it, you believe it, your belief in what that person's saying is now creating the belief inside the body. So you are the creator of that numpty's conversation. That conversation is just pure evil. That's got nothing to do with you. That's their issue. They're pure evil. You're not the only one they'll do it to. They'll move on to the next one down the road. It's not all about you. So don't like, oh, it's all me. No, it's not you. It's everybody that they're pointing at, and because they feed from that. But the point being is, even at our level of conversation with people that we know and we don't know, spells or hex or whatever it may be are cast every day by the very nature of the beast. Like, if you're a good person, you don't wish bad on anybody. Even your worst enemy, that could be your worst enemy, you don't wish harm on them. Like, okay, Mr. Bajerski, so-and-so did this to you. They were going to do that to you. They were going to get a gun. Like, what would you like to happen? Anything you want. We can hang him. We can shoot him. We can do whatever you want. What are you talking about? I don't want you to do anything with him. Not in my name. Don't do anything with him. You don't hurt him. You see what I mean? So it's not in our nature to want to hurt somebody back. So therefore, it's like, what is this? What is this energy? And it's everywhere. And this energy is, and I'll point to it now. Are you ready? Right there. There's that energy. Right there. Right there is the energy. That's what you want to know. That's what you want to know, how to heal and deal with it. Right there, where the finger is pointing. Right at you. The finger is pointing at you because you are the healer. You are the maker of your pain. You are the believer in whatever you want to believe. You are the protection. You are the person that allows whatever you want inside to manifest by way of belief. So, I've seen people heal themselves, and I've asked them how, and they said, I believe in Jesus Christ. I've seen back in the days when I used to approach certain people who used to go to house and clear them out, called demons, or people who had attachments or possessions. I used to spend time with certain people because I was doing that work. So I met a few of these people, and I come to understand that it was either, oh, I use the Lord's name, I use a certain scripture, or I use this and I use that. And I found it fascinating because, I'll be honest with you, I tried it, right? I tried the words, but I realized that I wasn't really believing what I was saying. On a side note, when I say to you, you can fix everything in your life, nobody will ever hurt you again. If you just put your hand up, you don't need to do that. You just need to sit there and say, no one has the power over me. Now, you can repeat it and it mean nothing, absolutely nothing. They're just words. It's when you really believe in those words. And the point being, it's not the words, it's your belief. So it might take you to go to a Reiki convention and learn hands-on, hands-off symbolisms for you to believe in that. And then you think it's the Reiki hands-on, hands-off and the symbolism that's doing it. It isn't. You may believe in the cross that you stick on the head of a demon, and then they're like, and you think it's the cross. So your belief is in the cross. But it's none of those things, because you're always being told to look in the exterior, to look outside of yourself, to find the power that kills darkness, that will stop pain and suffering. Where in truth, it's just a cross. It's just words. It's your belief. Your belief. Now, if you took all them away and believed in yourself and that you have the power to clear what you want, and believe in the energy that is created or that is channeled, you feel it and work with it and believe in it, and you believe in your power in yourself, that's not going to affect me. That doesn't affect me. That's not going to bother me. Eventually, you are saying, I believe in myself more than I believe in my next door neighbour who says nasty things about me, or my sister who's jealous of me, or my brother who's like a narcissist, or my dad who's just an abuser, or my mum who just don't care about me at all. All of these things, what happen around us on a low level at the beginning of everything, is like a spell, is like a voodoo, witchcraft. It's like they're only words, but they all stem from the same thing. Somebody wants to make you feel bad. A narcissist wants to steal your power. Somebody in voodoo wants to steal your power so that you utilize your power on yourself. Because somebody who works in that field of magic realizes that the only way I can get to you is by convincing you that you're going to die. And that has often happened. It's happened many times. Or I can convince you that all your everything that you have is going to go. You're not going to have anything in your life. You're going to have the worst luck in the world. And there is something about when a lot of spiritual people mention the fact that we manifest what we think. Well, it's kind of obvious, really. When you're happy, you manifest happiness. When you're sad, you manifest sadness. So, if I manifest my next door neighbour who hates me by thinking about it and manifesting it and bringing it out, then you are creating it. So, what is the truth to all of this? The truth is that you not only are your worst enemy, but you don't believe in your own power unless you think it's somebody else who's sending you their power, and you believe that they're more powerful than you, and then all of a sudden, you, without even realizing, are created the very power that you think they've done it, and they haven't. You did it. So when you feel bad about anything, when anybody upsets you, you created that. Look, hands up, who buys into that? And when was the last time you did? About an hour ago. So you're talking about it, but you've not fixed it yet. No, I haven't. But I tell you what I have done. Years ago, before I became a healer, if somebody said to me, Mark, you're a puff, Or, Mark, you've got a big nose. Or, Mark, whatever. I'd be like, my head would be down and I'd walk home on my own and I'd be thinking about that one sentence. It's a spell. They cast a spell. But they didn't cast a spell. I cast the spell because I believed in the spell. I believed in their words. I believed what they said were more important than my strength, my truth, my words, my understanding of life. Have I got a big nose? Well, it's not small. Would you want to change it for anything else? It's the nose I got. It's the one I want. And I ain't going to Marbella and getting it like this because I'm going to look like this then. I'm going to look like this. Do you like me now? Do you like me better? No, my nose is meant to look like that. And this is who I am. So I don't care if you think I've got a big nose. I have. It's bigger than most, but I like my nose. And guess what? I found somebody who loves my nose and says, you know, I love that. It looks like a Roman nose. You've got beautiful. You look so manly. And I'm like, really? Now here's another spell. Am I going to believe them or not? It's up to me. I might say, oh no, it's awful because John said it and Peter said it. John don't give a shit about you. John said you got a big nose, but he don't care whether you've got a big nose. He's not going to lose sleep on it. He's not even going to think that he's big. He's just had a go at you, right? She don't care. She don't even like you. So she says she's got a big nose. But this woman here says, your nose is beautiful. Who am I going to listen to? The people who don't give a shit about me or the people who do? I'm going to give a shit about this beautiful girl who loves me for my nose. Hey, I think you're beautiful too. I love everything about you. Oh, thank you. That's so lovely. Thank you. Two people who met each other who love each other. I mean, I'm not just talking about facial. It's just an example. What about your heart? Feel your heart. It's beautiful. Somebody else says, I feel you. You're horrible. But you don't even know me. This person knows me and she loves me. I don't care what you think. I couldn't give a damn what you think because you don't give a damn what you think about yourself or anybody else. So see your toxic nature away. Be gone. Shoo, be gone. Be gone. And then, you know, I'm 50 summit now, 56, 57. I don't know. I was born in 1967. Don't add up. Don't know. Don't care. Feel about 36, 38 now. I used to feel 20, but I feel about 38 now. But the point is, I get people saying nasty things all the time, right? But it doesn't affect me in the way it did when I was younger. Now it's like, oh, fucking knob, you know. And why are people such idiots? Like, same thing as when I was a kid, trying to work it out, still thinking about it, still got the old program, but now it disappears so quickly. And then I'm on to something else. I might remember it in the back of my head and like, oh, I remember that time, but it doesn't affect me in a negative way. Why? One, because I'm happy with who I am. Two, I know myself. You could say what you want about me. You don't know me. I know me. And I'm still smiling. So be gone with you, you numpty. Right? Because you know yourself. And that's why I keep saying to all my friends on here, only way you'll understand healing, the only way you'll understand clearing depression, the only way you'll understand anything that pisses you off or gets you down is to know thyself. So I ask you, are you a lovely person? Do you care about people? Do you like gifting to people? Do you love people who are lovely back to you? If the answer is yes, then you are a powerful soul. We live in a world that is not filled with love. It is not filled with godness, godliness. There's a lot of negative shit down here that we have to overcome. And this video is about you overcoming that very nature of what I speak of. Got it? Not going to happen in a day. Not going to happen in a week or a month. It's not just going to go boom and it's like... But if you get it and you realize now why people say, oh, you've got to work on yourself. You've got to go inside. If you truly understand why, I mean, it's easy to say it, but what the friggin' hell does that mean? But now when I try and put it into little, you know, examples, Oh, now I know why I need to go inside. Now I know why I need to look in the mirror. You know, Michael Jackson, it starts with you in the mirror. It does, but what does that mean? Why? All of the things that I shared with you today is about you can clear darkness, you can clear negative energy, you can clear entities, you can clear numpties. Always giving it this. You can clear that away by knowing who you are and going inside and truly realizing that you're a lovely soul and that you care for this world. These monsters don't give a shit about the world. They're the most selfish, damn right nasty pieces of work in this world, and that's why they continue constant. They won't change, guys. That is their true nature. But your nature is to become stronger, and there is a point being that we all used to say this, maybe there's a reason we've come to this world, and that reason might be to be stronger than the monsters that are on this world. Think about that. And the only way you can be stronger than the monsters is to know yourself. To look in the mirror and say, I'm a good person. I am. And the faults that I may have, I've worked on and I'm working on daily. And I'm trying to be a better soul every day. Yeah, I slip all the time, but I keep getting up and I keep going and I keep doing my best and trying to help people. Yeah, I fall again, fell for that, nearly fell for that spell, nearly fell for that plonker, nearly fell for that. But if you recognize it, the more you recognize it, the more you understand the game, the more you see the bigger picture, and the more you realize that none of this is personal. It's just about energy, and it's just about seeing within you the power that you are and that you believe in. So throw the cross away. Throw crystals away. You don't need anything. But be the crystal, be the cross, be the power, be whatever you believe, a mirror or colours, but be that person. If you need all of these things, then that's fine. It's one step nearer. But the day you truly understand who you are is the day that you throw all them things away in that sense. Now, I wear them for different reasons, but I give you a great example. My first mentor was a Wiccan high priestess, and when I'd finished my course in tarot cards, she gave me a diploma. I got 3 diplomas, one for healing, one for tarot cards, and I can't remember. There were 3 on the wall. Anyway, I started my healing room, and then there was a day that because I wanted to do things my way, because I felt I just wanted to be different, I wanted to be me. She didn't like it and she started attacking me. I remember walking down the stairs looking at these diplomas, and I threw them in the bin. I just threw them in the bin, not out of anger with her, but I just realised that why have I got these piece of papers on the wall? Have I got it because I idolise this woman because she's helped me, she actually helped me in a way that may help me understand what I was doing. And I appreciate that to this day, but I realised that those papers were limiting me to just be those papers. I am not a paper. They mean nothing. So I throw them all away, and you might say, oh, you're a hypocrite. You do Pure Energy Healing Academy and you give certificates. If you know me, you'll know what I say. If you've ever been here, or if you've ever been on one of my courses, you know what I say when you get them certificates. And everybody looks in shock when I say it, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And I'm not going to say it here. Some people will understand. Some people might write it down and say, yeah, we're on your course, Mark. I remember you saying that. Kind of shocked me, but I kind of get it. So, like I said, guys, at the end of the day, no paper, no diploma, or certificate, or cross, or a piece of metal looking like a cross, or hands on, hands off, or symbolisms, or whatever it may be, the colours you wear. All of those things have a great energy, which I believe, if you believe in, is that what is the missing link that people miss. So if you believe in yourself more, nothing cult, voodoo, witchcraft, or whatever somebody wants to throw at you bad will affect you. Because you believe in your power. But some people need something exterior to use that then they feel it works. So, you know, that's kind of my basis on Hex and all of these people who try to, you know, send bad letters and bad messages to you. Be the stronger. Makes a change. It's refreshing. How many people tell you to do that? Most people tell you to do this and get this and buy this, and like, yeah, they help. Some things help. Crystals definitely are fantastic. They definitely absorb energy and cleansing. But imagine if you are the power to be able to do that. Most people aren't. I wasn't when I first started. But I do say in my course, you know, here's all my tools that I use and I love them. But do I need them? And you know my answer. I often laugh and joke about my table with all my spiritual tools on there, everything on there. And I ask people to go and choose, say, what's the most powerful tool on there? And people, you know, get up from here, go over to the table, and they take their time and they choose either, you know, a MOLDAVITE or a picture of my mum or whatever, rosary beads, and they all sit down. And then I said, no, that's not the most powerful tool to become a healer and to use as a healer. And I picked this up. I go, you missed it, guys. It's these. This is the most powerful tool. And they all start laughing and they're looking at it. What do you mean? I said, yeah, it's a pair of nail clippers. Well, we don't understand. And I say, I'll explain. I said, there was a time that I was doing a healing session and it was a lady who was in a terrible place, terrible what she'd been through. And I began the healing as she was crying. And I remember sat in this seat, her head was here, and I got both my hands on her head. And I took my breath through the nose, blow out through the mouth, doing all the things to keep cleansing, then bring in the great energy. And I'm like that. And then all of a sudden, I looked at my fingernails for some reason. And I'm like, oh shit, I haven't cut my fingernails in ages. Oh my God, what if somebody sees these big fingernails? I should have cut them. That killed the healing session. Instantly, my mind is starting to think. And now I can't channel the right energy coming through. So the point being is these are the most powerful tools, meaning that clean yourself, clean body, clean mind, clean spirit. Take care of yourself so you're not, the room that you're in, make sure everything in the room is beautiful and nothing is that you don't really like, so you're not focused on anything negative. Everything, the music should be right. Everything that you believe in yourself is like no distractions, believe in yourself, work as a healer that way. Anyway, I just wanted to share a little, a kind of spaghetti junction conversation, as usual. I wish you all a lovely day. I don't know why this screen is so dark, but it is. But it's fine. It's okay. It's been a great couple of weeks. It's been a great month. A little miracle happened yesterday. Got it on the phone actually. So there's a lovely guy I've known for years in the village. He's from Huddersfield. Lovely guy. I've had a couple of do's. We've had a couple of fallouts because of the injection and that he believed in, and I didn't, and I said it was, you know, so we kind of fell out over that, but we still speak to each other, and it was nice. I saw him, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and he hurt his back. He said he had a bad back. Did he hurt his back? Oh no, he said he got flu. He said he got a bit of flu, and I went, oh, like in this weather. Like, you know, I'm not going to start, but yeah, you normally get flu when it's cold, don't you? That's why they call it cold, right? So you don't really get, unless you know it's not flu and it's something else, you know, we believe it's energy, and we're cleansing ourselves, we're purging ourselves, so it's called detoxing, not flu. Anyway, by the by, so, and he just says, oh, you know, I said, are you all right? Are you, like your chest? And it's just all in my back. And I'm like, for some reason, I don't know why, but oh yeah, Ajan's wife, I think you already know she had cancer and she's going through that. So I was meeting their son or daughter, so I got so many bottles ready. So I was going to meet them, But then I changed my mind and said, look, I'll just DHL it because they're in Madrid. So I got the bottles, put them in, thinking that I was going to meet the daughter, but I changed my mind. But they were still in my bag. So as he's telling me this, I'm thinking, oh, Don Tolman's oil, I've still got some bottles left. I've still got like, I don't know, I made about 500 bottles, so I've still got all them left. So, you know, he sat there. I'm like, I've got something for you. So I gave it to him. He said, what is it? I said, it's the healer's oil. That's all I said. I said, just put it on every 2 hours. Never thought anything about it because I know he's big into tablets and all that. I knew that anyway from before. He doesn't believe anything that I do at all. He believes nothing. Even his wife is a yoga teacher and she works with oils, doesn't believe in any of it. But for some reason he took it and he started using it. And then he sent a message, and I've got it on here, I swear to God, I've got it on here. And it says, I don't normally believe, you know me, I don't normally believe in any of this hocus pocus, blah, blah, blah. He says, but I'm telling you, Mark, I rubbed the oil on my back. And he says, the pain's gone. I went for a 10-mile run. And he said, my knee started hurting. I put it on my knee. The pain's gone. He says, whatever this is, it's working. Can you imagine? Little miracles happen here and there. A miracle that happened because I didn't force, I didn't push, I didn't do it. The conversation hit me first. And I thought, oh, I've got something if you want here. That's it. And then through that, you can't lie about stuff like that. He can't lie about it. Look, it worked. It's better. I'm better. Okay, so something happened. It worked. Yeah. So even people who deny the fact of the hocus pocus oils, the hocus pocus of what we do, my understanding of life after all these years is that when you are stressed as a healer or a psychic or whatever, you can't convince somebody of anything until it's their moment, in their experience, to then turn around to everybody else who they used to agree with and now saying, no, I totally didn't believe in any of this bullshit. He says, but this oil works. And then I'm smiling thinking, have you heard yourself? You're becoming me now. And then they smile. This has happened to me over the years. Grown men, German men, don't believe in anything, strong, powerful, and then starts telling stories after the healing work or after the cleansing of the house that there is such things as ghosts, that things do enter into the body, and then there are people who can clear them out, and so on and so on and so on. I didn't believe in any of this bullshit. My wife told me to go and have a reading with me, and he told me everything about my life. He even told me that I've got a son at 18 years old. How does he know I've got a son at 18 years old when I've never told anybody? Never told anybody. Nobody. He didn't even know where his son was. And I said, oh, you've got a son here at 18 years old. You're going to see him soon. You're going to meet him soon. And the guy's crying, comes out of the radio station crying. Because it was in the radio station when it was. He says, how did he know that? And he's crying. Said, nobody knows I've got a son at 18. I've never seen him. And I'm saying, don't worry, you're going to see him. And guess what? They met. It was about 6 months, something like that after that. And then they met. And then he sent me a message. So when people have a go at you, when people are negative and nasty and call you a cheat and a fraud and a liar, right? You just smile because you know who you are. You know your experience. You know the changes you've done in this world. You've seen the changes that have happened through you and the hard work you've put into this world. Are you going to let a numpty, a weakling little nobody upset you? Somebody who is nobody, they don't even know you. They're not even in your life. They don't even care about you. Are you going to let them create a power inside you to believe that weakness? Or are you going to look at yourself and say, I know who I am. I know what I've done. You have no power over me. You have no power over me. That's when you conquer emotion, depression, sadness, fear. That's when you become the most powerful over any spell, voodoo, witchcraft and hex. And that, my friends, is a golden nugget of truth. Maybe mixed, maybe all over the place, but take what you will from this and ponder on it. Go and sit down in nature. and ask yourself these questions, what were put to you through this video. Think about what was said, because maybe, just maybe, the answer has always been inside you. Have a beautiful day.